Hey, what's up, guys? It's Ben. Today I'm coming at you with another video. This time, it's going to be my top 5 UFC fighters who have never won a championship belt. That includes interim as well as the regular undisputed titles, right? Let's start off. Number 5, I got Derrick Lewis. He may not be a conventional pick, but I really like him. I think he's very entertaining. I think he's funny. I think that he has actually a good understanding of the sport. He's a very good puncher. That's his big thing. He doesn't have a lot else, except he does have decent takedown defense, and he is decent at surviving on his back. And he's decent at getting back up, which at the end of the day are very crucial qualities. And I love that he's able to really make it work, and he was able to go for the title and to actually have a really successful career and bring himself up from basically the bottom and the bad circumstances that he was in life. He was able to do good by his family, and he's just a very great inspirational story, and I love that. And also, he is a good fighter. Number 4. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. He's just so cool, man. Like, he's got the karate thing going on. He was an amateur kickboxer. He was very good at that. That's his style, and he fights sideways a lot of the times. He really brings it back to kind of karate, taekwondo, kind of more traditional, I guess I would say traditional martial arts and the point fighting style. And he is really good at it. And it was effective for a long time for him. The issue, it translates well against most fighters, but it doesn't translate well against the people who hold the belts, typically because of takedowns and the ground game. And that's not to say he's bad at the ground game, but his style sometimes leaves him open. And I think that's ultimately why he hasn't won a title. But I just think he's awesome. And from all accounts, he's a really nice human being, and I think he's just a fabulous fighter. Number 3, Nate Diaz. You got the Stockton slap, just his ability on the ground. He's fabulous in jiu-jitsu, and he was also a good striker, and he just had an attitude, and he could really fight your ego if he wanted to. And he was a good striker, and he did really well, and he won. He was a good striker, and he had great jiu-jitsu, and he won the Ultimate Fighter, and he just had a swagger to him, and he was cool, and he's a really good fighter. I think it was just sometimes a kind of circumstance, right? I think more so than some of these other fighters. And like, it wasn't unnecessarily holes in his game. Like, he beat former champs like Conor McGregor. And so he did really, really well. And just for whatever reason, it didn't happen. He didn't get the belt. But I think he's a fabulous fighter. He was a fabulous fighter. Anyways, number 2. I got Gilbert Burns. See, here's the thing, is that I got really attracted to him after I saw his fight against Khamzat Chimaev. It was just, that guy was supposed to be amazing, and he is a great fighter. And ragdoll you and beat the crap out of you, and there wasn't really anything that was going to be able to stop him. That was kind of the narrative, like, this guy is amazing. And here's the thing, Gilbert got in his face, beat him up some. Of course, Gilbert lost, and I do think that Gilbert actually lost. I do think that that was a fair judging. But Gilbert gave him a run for his money. And one of the greatest moments of the fight was when Gilbert Burns, like, Khamzat's on him, and then Gilbert's able to get a little bit of separation, and then Gilbert gives him a little push kick and just shocks him. And it's like, Khamzat's like, huh? And it's just stuff like that. Gilbert's like, I'm not letting you take this win. I'm going to give you everything I've got, and then a little bit more. And he did. And he's a hard-nosed, fight-till-the-end fighter. And I love it. And I think it's fabulous. Number 1, Dan Henderson. Dan Henderson won a lot outside of the UFC. And I think it's just circumstances of him not being mainly in the UFC in his prime, and just certain things not working out, that he never won a UFC title, but he won in several other promotions such as Pride, and I believe he was a double champ in Pride. Maybe not at the same time, but I believe he was a 2-division champ in Pride, and he was a fantastic fighter, and he was really good at wrestling, and he knew what he was doing, and he was very accomplished, and he fought really, really well. And he didn't get a belt in the UFC, but a lot of his career was spent elsewhere, not in the UFC, particularly in his prime. And so that probably has a lot to do with why he didn't. And that's the main reason why I have him on this list, because he was very successful outside of the UFC. He was successful in the UFC, but not quite as much as he was in other places. But he's just a fabulous fighter all around, striking and wrestling and the whole gambit. And I just think he's really cool. And that's why he's my number one. Anyways, so that's going to be it for this video, guys. Please like, comment what you thought of this video, comment what you thought of my picks, and subscribe. I'll see y'all later.